Screen enclosures dot the landscape of South Florida, we know that, but the relaxing patio oasis can come crumbling down during big, strong storms. Consumer watchdog Jen Strathman says consider your options now before any storms hit.
Screen enclosures dot the landscape of South Florida, but the relaxing patio oases can come crumbling down in a hurricane. Consider your options now before the storm hits.
These small holes don't allow enough air to pass through them during a storm, so pressure builds inside, which can cause the screen enclosure to weaken and eventually fall. So insurance experts tell you to do the unthinkable and cut your screens ahead of time.
And I warn homeowners of this because if that storm does not hit, you are stuck with a pretty expensive bill to replace the screen in that wall.
There's a new option on the market.
So we're going to pull at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Screen enclosures that pop out.
And that's how you do it.
They cost around $350 a panel, depending on the size.
It gives your screen enclosure a very good chance to survive the storm.
It's an investment, but consider the cost you'll have to pay if there's a hurricane. Most homes have a 2% deductible, and it's not based on your damage, but based on the insured value of your home. So on a $300,000 home, you're paying the first $6,000 in damage. That's before any insurance kicks in. And most policies won't cover any damage to screens, just the frame. It's a gamble either way, but something to think about before the storm hits the radar. I'm consumer watchdog Jen Strathman, fighting for you.
All these things to start thinking about. It's a good run through even if we get very little in the next couple days. You also may want to check the screws that bolt your enclosure to the concrete. Look for rust. Jen recommends even if you don't see anything on the surface, if the screws are 5 years old or older, you should really have someone come out and remove a few just to check for rust way underneath. These naturally rust and weaken, she says, and when that happens, a strong storm can certainly lift up your entire screen enclosure, so keep all that in mind. We're still waiting, as Steve mentioned, for that 5 o'clock advisory. It tends to come in the last couple of days, a couple of minutes